Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome to the Ultimate Racing League, sponsored by W.GG, the energy drink for gamers, and also Eldridge Air Conditioning. Excuse me, coughing already. This is our Saturday multi-class championship. It's been running a few weeks now. I've forgotten what exactly what week we are on, but I know there's only about 3 or 4 left. Excuse me. So yeah, sorry, all this coughing and choking this morning, a bit too early really. Yeah, this is our Saturday multi-class. As I mentioned, it's the GR3s and GR4s on track at the same time, so sort of 2 championships running alongside each other. We've got 2 30-minute races for you, and we are, as you can see, at Sardegna in Italy. We are on the track A layout. It is a fictional track, and 3.1 miles long and 15 turns. So yeah, good track. I like this track. So what we'll do is we will not do that. We will going to go down and have a look at the grid for this one. So we do only have about 9 guys on track, but that doesn't mean that we're not in for some good racing. So I'm just trying to sort the camera out. Like I said, it is a bit early. So on pole position we have Grasshopper in the Corvette. Then we go down into second position. We have Unforgiven in the familiar BMW Endurance. Third on the grid in the Peppa Pig Renault is Smoky Tom. Then we have in the Porsche Twiglets Porsche, we have Nightbreed. Now that is a new name to me, Nightbreed. I don't think I've seen him before, but looking forward to seeing what he can do. Or maybe it's Hellraiser. We shall see. Then we've got Brian Moncani, a guest driver for this evening. He's in the Alpha, the 155, I believe it is. Not seen that for a while, have we? The Alpha, very popular quite a while ago, but seems to have dropped off the radar, so great to see that back on track, and Brian behind the wheel as well. Then we've got Peter in the Ferrari in the first of the GR4s. Then we've got Molpiece in the Honda NSX, and looking absolutely fantastic in the Valvoline livery. Then we got Stealth in the McLaren, the Arnott's McLaren, and at the back we've got the Big Mac in another Ferrari in the KFC livery, which always seems strange to me that he was he's called Big Mac. He worked for the Big Mac company, shall we say, and he's got KFC all over his car, but there you go. So that's the grid lineup. We will go up to the start again, and we'll get this race underway, and then we'll have a chat about tyres, stops, stuff like that as we go along. So Grasshopper takes us down towards turn 1. Now, because this is a fictional track, there are no corner names, so we'll probably make it up as we go along. But I do like this track. It is one of the 4 grinding tracks. You've heard me mention this before. It's where you race to earn credits to buy more cars and accessories, and etc, etc. So very popular track. As we see Brian Moncani going through in that Alpha. As I say, great to see the Alpha back on track. Not seen that for a while, as Molpiece comes under attack from Stealth as they go through this little sort of chicane bit at turn 4-5, and then head down towards what I call Church Corner, for obvious reasons, as you'll see in a second. Well, you won't see in a second, but it is just there to the right. There is a big church. Nightbreed in 6, and we'll just have to see what's going on up the front as we get to Crash Corner, I like to call this one, because this is where a lot of crashes happen. Very tight. Left-hander is that one. It is a anti-clockwise track, as you see. So it will be the right-hand tyres that take most of the punishment, as Grasshopper and Unforgiven are really pushing track limits there. So down towards turn 14, I'm calling this one the pointy bit, and then through turn 15, which is more of a bit of a bend in the road, and then back onto the start finish straight. So as I say, we've got two 30-minute races for you. The second race, I do believe there is a pit stop. Yes, it's soft. Oh no, it is in both races. Softs and mediums are to be used. So there will be a pit stop in this race. So Grasshopper leading the way, Unforgiven in second with Smoky Tom third. These three starting to pull away from the rest of the pack. So Nightbreed down in form. Not sure if he's had a bit of a moment, but car looks okay. He's got no damage. He's on the softs. Maybe he's just trying to find his feet in the Porsche for now, as we see Brian really trying to rearrange the curbs in the Alpha. As I say, great to see it back on track after such a long absence. And there's the church, so that's why we call it Church Corner. As Brian goes around in 6th position, and he's chasing down Nightbreed in the Porsche. So a bit of a gap, as I said, from Nightbreed to Smoky Tom. And we've got Brian Moncani in 5th. Then Peter. Peter's actually leading the Group 4 charge in his is it Barilla livery on the Ferrari, but no, he's not. Brian's leading the charge. Of course he is. Brian's in the GR4. Like I said, it is early, isn't it? But Brian is leading the GR4 charge. Peter is in 2nd or 6th. Stealth in 7th. Malpiece 8th, and the Big Mac in 9th. Now some people love this track, some people absolutely hate it. We shall find out throughout the course of this race which of these drivers actually like it and which ones don't. So back up to our current race leader, Grasshopper on the soft tyres. He's got a couple of car lengths gap back to Unforgiven, so he's trying to pull away. Unforgiven also on the softs in the BMW. Maybe this is not a track for the BM. We shall see. Smoky Tom doing a great job on the medium tyres, keeping up with the guys in front. Smoky Tom, we know, likes to start on the harder compound tyres and work his way through, and it does pay off for him quite often. And he's actually doing a good job, especially in that Renault. I've not drove that Renault myself, but Smoky seems to get on okay with it, sitting there in 3rd, and he is keeping in touch with Grasshopper and Unforgiven. And these three really are starting to open up quite a gap. Got Nightbreed in 4th at the minute. I love the livery on that car, fantastic livery on that Porsche, but he's having a bit of a lonely race at the minute in 4th position. He's got nobody in front, nobody behind. Brian Moncani in 5th in the Alpha. Again, a bit of a lonely race for Brian, really. Then we've got Stealth in 6th. We've got Peter and Malpiece actually having a battle. So this is the closest we've got to a fight at the minute. So let's go on board with Peter as we try and chase Stealth down as they go around turn 14, the pointy bit. Oh, and Peter getting a little bit out of shape as we come out of that turn. That's allowed Malpiece in the NSX to get right up underneath Peter's car. Now Malpiece is in the slipstream as they go down this long straight, actually 700 metres long, this straight from turn 15 down towards this little kink in the road. Well, we've lost one. Oh, no, there he is. So Peter has made the move. I'm going to come out of here, and I'm going to go back and have a little look at that, because I thought we'd lost him, but we hadn't. So there he is. So Maltese and Peter. So down towards turn 1 they go. Pete in 7th, Maltese 8th. That was Maltese. Maltese dives to the inside and gets that inside line, but Pete just manages to hold on to it. So Pete manages to stay in 7th. That was a good effort from Maltese. He just didn't quite have the momentum to carry him through to turn 1. But a great battle between these two. But while these are fighting it out, it is going to allow Stealth to just sneak away from them. Oh, we've got a yellow flag. Oh, it's Brian in the Alpha. Now that is a real shame. Let's have a look what's happened to Brian. We're coming up towards Church Corner, which is turn 6. And I think he's just got his back wheels just managed to get on the grass. I don't want to keep putting you through this pain, Brian. I'm sure you don't want to keep seeing it, but I do want to see what happened, and I think it was the rear tyres just got on the grass. Yeah, he's just got a bit too close to the barrier, and he may have even had a bit of a touch with Barrier there, but it was definitely the tyres on the grass that's caused the back end to come round on that Alpha. What a shame for Brian. He was having a good race, actually, a good steady race, but now he's in amongst it with Pete and Maltese as Brian drops down to 8th. The Big Mac, well, I'm not sure what's happened to the Big Mac. He's obviously had a major moment, hasn't he? Because he is a long, long way behind, and apologies we missed that. But let's just go back up to where the fun is. At the minute, it is Brian Moncani trying to get that, well, he was in 5th, wasn't he? And sailing along. No, he wasn't. He was in 4th. Because Nightbreed was in 5th, but Nightbreed moves up into 4th. In fact, we'll go up to the top and we'll come back down again and see what's happening. Now then, Smokey Tom has disappeared from the back of these. Let's just have a look and see if Smokey had a bit of an issue. Well, maybe. I don't know if he did. Or he's just dropped off the pace because of the medium tyres, but anyway, Grasshopper is still leading the way in the Corvette. Unforgiven in 2nd, trying to stay with him. Smokey Tom, as we've just seen, has dropped down to 3rd. Nightbreed, well, Smokey Tom was in 3rd, he's just dropping off the pace. Nightbreed is in 4th. Stealth now in 5th. Pete is 6th, Maltese 7th, Brian Moncani 8th, and the Big Mac 9th. And we're going to go back up to where the battle seems to be taking place, and it is Maltese and Brian Moncani. As Brian Moncani tries to challenge Maltese, and he gets it done through turns 2 and 3 there, up towards the chicane, turn 4. Brian ahead of Maltese and is now chasing down Pete. In fact, we'll go on board with Brian. We've got Maltese just behind us, and we've got Pete just up ahead as they go around Church Corner for the 5th time. And we are just approaching 8.5 minutes into this 30-minute race. Now, I'm not sure if this Alpha's got the beans to keep up with the Ferrari in a straight line, but he may be a little bit better through the turns, as you can see Brian just catching up to the back of the Pete a little bit. Maltese is still there though in the NSX, and we can just see as well we've got Stealth up ahead. We're following Brian through turns 10, 11 and then down 12, then 13 and 14. This is turn 14. Tight left-hander, and then a little kink in the road, which is turn 15, and then we're on to the start-finish straight again. Oh, as Pete gets it all. What? Whoa. I don't know what to say there. But Pete, I mean, he was on the straight. I really don't know what's happened. Well, no, he didn't. To be fair, he did lose it as we came out of turn 15. Unfortunately for Pete, I think he was just too heavy on the accelerator. That's so unlucky for Pete, but he's now down in 8th. He's not going to get any further back than that. Obviously, Big Mac is too far back, and the Big Mac really not enjoying this one, is he? Soon to be lapped by Grasshopper. So Grasshopper still leading the way with Unforgiven in second. No real dramas happening up at the front. These two just going about their business. Grasshopper seems to be looking after his tyres slightly better than Unforgiven, although there's not a great deal in it. So they're alright for a good few laps. Over half a tank of fuel, so no real problem fuel wise. Smoky Tom in third. He's hardly touched those medium tyres, so remember the guys do have to use both mediums and softs in the race. Then we've got Nightbreed in fourth. He really is having a lonely race, isn't he? Not another car in sight. Stealth in fifth, keeping it nice and steady in the McLaren. But he has got to keep he's got to keep one eye on the mirror, because we have got Brian Moncani after his spill. He's desperately trying to get himself back up there to lead the GR4 charge, and he's making that alpha work, isn't he? You can see the battle damage on it already, the front end, and the mechanics will have something to say to him, I'm sure. They're the ones that have got to repair it. It's looking quick, Brian. As I say, he is a guest driver for today, or so I believe anyway, which is why he's in a different car. Whole piece in 7th, Pete 8th, and the Big Mac in 9th. So again, back up to Grasshopper, who, well, he started in the front. He's stayed in front. He started to open up quite a decent gap as well, by the looks of it, back to Unforgiven. We've just seen, there he is, Unforgiven just come over the brow of the hill. So Grasshopper obviously likes this track, and we can see we've had the first one to pull the trigger on the pit is Smoky Tom, surprisingly enough, on the medium tyres. I thought he might have gone a little bit further into the race on those tyres, but no, Smoky Tom is in. He's going to get a change of tyres. I don't think he needs any fuel. I mean, we are, well, he might do. He might put a splash of fuel in. We're at about 12.5 minutes into this race, so not quite halfway, and Smokey's not quite used half a tank of fuel, but he's back out in fourth and on the soft tyres, so he can really put his foot down now to try and catch up to the back of the guys in front of him. Nightbreed has gone through now into third. Unforgiven still second, and Grasshopper first. Remember, none of those guys have pitted yet. So Stealth in fifth. So nobody else has pitted really, apart from Smoky Tom. He was the first one to go. Brian Moncani is definitely getting closer and closer to Stealth as we go down the hill towards turn 1. Let's do a lap with Brian, shall we? So through turn 1, I'm calling that one Kitty Litter turn because of the amount of gravel surrounding it, and then we go through turns 2, then 3, then it's up to turn 4. It's like a stretched out chicane through 5, up to the floor, then heading towards the church and church corner, which is turn 6. Nobody behind, so we can concentrate on the car in front, which is Stealth. Go through turn 6, and then we start up the hill. Fantastic view of the mountain in the background there. Through turn 7, pretty busy skies, isn't it? Windmills, helicopters. Through turn 8, and then we go back down the hill then towards Crash Corner, which is turn 9. Brian getting closer and closer to the back of Stealth. Then we've got a series of little turns, so we've got 10, 11 and 12, you know, a series of little turns through this section, still foot to the floor, up through and then into turn 13. Trickier than it looks, that turn, very easy to run wide to the right, then down to the pointy bit, which is turn 14. Again, foot down now through turn 15, which is a bit of a right hand bend in the road. You can cut a little bit of that corner on the right, and then we are onto the start finish straight again, and Brian Moncani is definitely in the slipstream behind Stealth as they go down towards turn 1. I'm not sure he's going to get close enough to actually make a move on him now. He's not, he's just going to sit there behind Stealth until he can get a little bit closer, but I think that Alpha might just be a little bit better in the turns than the McLaren, although the McLaren is a fantastic all-rounder, and we can see that Pete, who's in P8 at the minute, he's into the pit to get his tyres changed and a splash of fuel, as we see Brian and Stealth still battling it out. We're going to stay with these just for a second, because Brian is desperate to get himself ahead of Stealth. And I'm sure, well, I don't think Stealth can keep Brian behind him for much longer. And there we go, Brian pulls to the inside, trying to position his car that he can make the move at turn 9. Oh, he doesn't quite do it. Stealth, fantastic job there through turns 9. Now they go up the hill again. Through 13, down towards 14, the pointy bit. And Stealth still in front of Brian Moncani in the Alpha. Now is Brian close enough, if he can get a good exit from turn 15 and get right underneath that McLaren. Oh, he doesn't need to. Stealth has decided he's had enough of this fighting. It's too much wear on the fuel and the tyres, so Stealth is into the pits to get a change. Brian has stayed out. He's going to try and get a bit of distance between them all, try and sorry, I just caught my eye then. Yeah, Brian's going to stay out. He's going to try and get a bit of distance between them all, so he can pit comfortably and not come out in traffic. That's what he's up to. So Stealth is in, Molepiece is in, Unforgiven has decided to come in. So Unforgiven in P2 at the minute is in. Nightbreed around turn 15. He's decided to come in as well. So Nightbreed is in, currently in P3. Smoky Tom is already pitted across the start finish line. So Smoky Tom now moves up into 3rd. Molepete's just out of the pit, so Grasshopper has yet to pit. Unforgiven has. He is now out on fresh mediums and some extra fuel and back in 2nd position. Smoky Tom regained his position in 3rd. Nightbreed has decided to come into the pits. He's on his way out now. So be careful, you'll get yourself a penalty if you cross them lines. The Nightbreed back out in 4th on the medium tyres. Brian Moncani has made his way up into 5th. I think the pit stops help, but he is in 5th. So Brian again leading the DR4 challenge, but he is going to have to pit. Stealth has already been in. So let's have a look. Will Brian come in at the end of this lap? Yes, he will. So Brian into the pits, currently in P5. So Stealth, where is Stealth? Stealth is just going through turns 13 down towards turn 14. And Stealth get himself ahead of Brian. Brian has just reached the pit crew. Desperately trying to get them tyres changed. Stealth is going across or will be crossing the start finish line. He's going to get lapped by Unforgiven, Brian Mulcahy. So Brian Mulcahy is out. He is out of the pits and in 5th. Stealth couldn't quite get close enough, so Stealth is in 6th. Peter 7th. The Big Mac 8th. It doesn't look like the Big Mac has pitted yet. And Mulpeace down in 9th, who has pitted. And that's why he's down in 9th. So up at the top then, Grasshopper. Grasshopper will, well, I'm guessing he's going to come in at the end of this lap. Everybody else has. Unforgiven, where is Unforgiven in relationship? So Unforgiven is just going around turn 6 as Grasshopper now comes to turn 14. So I would suggest that Grasshopper comes in now because he is going to start losing grip. Those soft tyres are going to start giving up on him. I would say they are, well, definitely over 50% on the right hand side of the car. Now he is staying to the right, and he is. So Grasshopper is into the pits now. He's going to get a change of tyres and onto the mediums. Splash of fuel. We've got just about 9.5 minutes of this race left. Unforgiven, just going around turn 13. You can just see Brian Mulcahy in the background as well. As Unforgiven goes around turn 14. Grasshopper still in the pits. Tyres are on, fuel going in. Unforgiven through turn 15. It looks like Grasshopper's going to get out of here, so Grasshopper rejoins back in P1 and leading this race. And he's back to having his usual decent gap back to Unforgiven. So as they were at the beginning of the race, Smoky Tom in 3rd. We've got Brian Mulcahy in front of us, but Smoky Tom will get by Brian Mulcahy as soon as he can, and it looks like he's going to do it now before they get to turn 4, and there we go. So the GR4 cars can stay on the racing line. It is up to the faster guys, the GR3s, to find a way by. But the GR4 cars, they will move out the way if they can do it safely. As we saw Brian do it there, he didn't really try and get in Smokey's way. So Smokey's back in 3rd. Nightbreed in 4th then. Medium tyres. Has he got enough fuel to last? I think he has. So Brian now on a charge. Let's just have a look and see where Nightbreed. Well, there's quite a distance, isn't there? So Brian Mulcahy is on the charge then. He is out in front, leading the GR4s. Don't know why I'm on about the distance between Nightbreed and Brian Mulcahy. It's always going to be massive, isn't it? In the GR3 and the GR4, like I said, it is early. I should do these at night, shouldn't I? But then again, I'll be tired at night. So Brian Mulcahy leading the GR4s. Then we've got Stealth in 6th. Pete 7th. The Big Mac 8th, and Mulpeace 9th. Now the Big Mac doesn't like he's pitted yet, so he needs to come in and change them tyres. That's why he's in 8th, and Mulpeace isn't that far behind him. Oh, it's Nightbreed. Let me see what's happened to Nightbreed as we turn 14. He's got Mulpeace in front of him, but Mulpeace looks like he's tried to get out of his way, and the back end has just come round on that Porsche, and probably a bit too early with the power for Nightbreed. Not going to affect his track position, but still, you don't want it happening, do you? Mulpeace did move out of his way, you could see that, and he even slowed up after the incident just to let Nightbreed through. But Nightbreed will stay in 4th. Brian Mulcahy in 5th, Stealth 6th. Let's see if we can find anybody that is having a battle, and they're not. The Big Mac is he's still out there, yet to make a stop. We've got 6 minutes to go, unless unless he has stopped. I may have missed it, and if I did miss it, then I apologise. He may have stopped very early on. But Molepiece is definitely on the charge to try and catch the Big Mac up again. In fact, that may be why the Big Mac had such a big gap at the beginning of the race. He may have it just stopped very early. But Molepiece now has got it to do if he wants to catch up to the back of Big Mac. You can just see him just ahead. Back up to the race leader. Everybody very spaced out now, aren't they? I mean, look at the gap from Grasshopper back to Unforgiven. Unforgiven really not making any inroads to catching up to Grasshopper. We are just approaching the last 5 minutes. I think Unforgiven could just about see the back end of Grasshopper as he goes around a turn where he's got a decent straight in front of him. There we go. So there's Grasshopper just coming up to turn 6. Smoky Tom in third. No, I've just noticed that Smoky Tom has got a purple sector there, but the fastest lap at the minute is being held by Grasshopper, a 1:41.0. But Smoky Tom, as I say, has got a purple sector. So Smoky Tom trying to get that fastest lap. I think the extra point you get for the fastest lap. Nightbreed still in 4th. He's just lapped Big Mac. Then we've got Brian Moncani in 5th. Stealth in 6th. Peter 7th. And the Big Mac 8th with Molepiece 9th. Looking at Stealth, keep your eye out. There will be another instalment of the Let's Talk 2, which I've been doing, where I managed to pin down some of the drivers throughout the league and have a chat with them. And we've got a chat with Stealth coming up, hopefully midweek, which I'm really looking forward to. Stealth, very popular member of the Ultimate Racing League, so really interested to hear what he's got to say. If we can understand him, with him, he's from Scotland, for those that don't know, so we shall ask him to speak very slowly and very clearly, so we can all understand it. But really looking forward to that one, a good chat with Stealth, so yeah, hopefully midweek we can have that conversation with him. So back up to our race leader with just under 3 minutes of this first 30-minute race to go, and it is Grasshopper looking very comfortable out in front in the Corvette. As we go through turn 13, down towards the pointy bit, just see Unforgiven in the background as Grasshopper goes around turn 14. In fact, what we will do is that we'll jump on board with Grasshopper, shall we, and we shall see how it should be done then. So across the start finish line to start lap 17, down the hill towards turn 1, fantastic view of the mountains in the background. Well, I'm sure Grasshopper is not looking at the mountains, and then a not so fantastic view of the windmill. Wave to the crowd on the left as we go into turn 4. Another stand there on the left through turn 5. We've got a yellow flag. Now we shall see why we've got a yellow flag in a second. Now I wonder who that was. Oh, no, it wasn't Stealth. No, it was Big Mac. I'm not going to jump out of the car and have a look. Big Mac moves over to the left, so he's obviously had a bit of a bump with Barry Hart. As Grasshopper takes us around turn 9, sharp left-hander. Very easy to spin out at that turn. If you're a bit too keen on the noisy pedal, you can spin out at turn 9, that's why I call it crash corner. Fuel light flashing on Grasshopper's car, and he's definitely going to get another lap in. Around turn 14, the pointy bit. Down towards turn 15, now you can cut this corner on the right. It is grass, you have to be careful, but you can cut it, drift out to the left, and then foot to the floor and across the start finish line. To start the final lap for Grasshopper. So we'll run down the order then before we come back up to see him cross the line. We've got Unforgiven in second, Smoky Tom in third, so as they started this race. Nightbreed is in fourth. Brian Carney in fifth, got himself back up there after his spill. Now he has got Stealth for company, so whether Brian has made another mistake, but he has got Stealth now all over the back of him. In sixth, Pete is seventh, Molepiece is eighth, and the Big Mac has decided he's had enough, and he has pulled up to cross the line in ninth. Now let's just have a look and see where anybody else is. So Nightbreed is going to cross the line in fourth position. Brian Moncarney is going to come across the line in fifth, or he's going to take the win in the GR4s with Stealth in sixth. Pete will take seventh. Then we've got Molepiece. He's going to come across in eighth. Big Mac already finished in ninth. So that's the GR4 cars all across the line. And then we go back up to our race leader and soon to be winner, Grasshopper. Fantastic race from him, nice and easy. You can see the checker flag, and across the line for the win. Unforgiven second. Very dramatic cross the line. Will Smokey do the same? Yes, he will. Goes across the line backwards. So that was race one. So hopefully you can join me shortly for race two.